So in conclusion, Sahaja Yoga meditation has a significant beneficial effect on your mental and your physical health. So to conclude, I've shown you that Sahaja Yoga meditation has a significant effect on the body because it activates the parasympathetic nervous system and it restores your bodily functions. It has an effect on the brain. It's a different state of consciousness. You activate areas of attention, you activate the limbic areas which give you happiness, and you release good, happy, mood-stabilizing neurochemicals in your brain. It prevents disease because it gives you better mental and physical health. It's a disease therapy, so if you have any illnesses, you can use it to treat your illnesses through regular meditation. And as I said, as I showed you, it has an effect on the range of mental illnesses and physical illnesses. And there has never been any negative effects. All the effects have always been positive. What is important, as I said before, is the benefits are associated with the state of mental silence. So it's the mental silence which works and nothing else. So if you meditate, you have to try to achieve the state of mental silence as often as possible, and that will be associated with better health at the mental and physical level. So I think I've talked enough. And what we will do now is we'll have a meditation guided by the founder of Sahaja Yoga. And if you follow my last slide, we will go exactly there into the limbic system, which is here, which is also where the last slide is. And that's where we're going now. So you have heard about all the things which can happen to you.
Thinking makes a person mad, creates lots of problems. Too much thinking is wasteful also. As I'll tell you about the second center we have here tomorrow, about the second center, that by thinking how many diseases you get. The other day I was in a radio station and the gentleman was asking me, how can I get rid of my diabetes? You say that by thinking it happens. I said yes. Because in India, if they have to take tea in a village, the sugar is put so much that the spoon must stand at right angle. And nobody gets diabetes. But people who are sedentary, planning too much, mostly say bureaucrats, diplomats, politicians, they are very vulnerable. What is the reason for that? Which I'll explain to you tomorrow, how we get all these diseases because we think too much and we cannot stop thinking. But so far, we have to understand that we are all either on the right side or on the left side. We are not in the center. The centers are like this, I would say, the left and the right. And the left side and the right side join together to make the center. Now supposing you are right-sided, means you are using too much of your physical or mental aptitudes. You are planning for future. You are very futuristic. Then this starts extracting energy from the center and starts moving to the left, right. Starts moving to the right. At the same time, if something happens on the left side and you get a jerk, it is broken, then you are vulnerable to diseases which we call as psychosomatic, because this is the one is the somatic and this is the psycho. And these diseases cannot be cured. Because if somebody is a doctor, then he doesn't know about psychology. Somebody is a psychologist, he doesn't know the medicine. We have doctors for one eye and another doctor for another eye. We have gone to that limit of specialization. This is the science of integration. It's not a science of specialization, but integration. Because this is one body It has got the nose, eyes, ears all stuck to one body. And this is one personality. And we have to deal with this personality as a whole. But if we start treating it like one for the nose, one for the ears, it's not going to work out. So when this Kundalini rises through these centers, it brings them back to normal, to the balance, integrates them one with another, and connects them with the mains from where the energy flows inside. And that's how you become very dynamic. You don't get tired. You feel very young. You never feel your age. And you are extremely compassionate and kind. And you love to do good to others. And one of the snags of Sahaja Yoga is that you cannot pay for it. And this really is the very great snag, I think, because a gentleman from BBC in England told me that Anglo-Saxon brain cannot understand anything that can be done without money. I said, who has made this brain, God or somebody else? It's very surprising. And even I went to Toronto, Boston, and they said, how many Rolls Royces you got? I said, I have none, because I don't take any money. Whatever I have is of my husband's. They said, then we are not interested. You have to be in the business. It's very shocking, this kind of a attitude towards divine. I said, how much money did you pay to Christ? Today also there was a question from a radio. They asked me, you don't take any money, then how do you travel? I said, so far, for quite some time I was traveling with my husband's money, no doubt. But now we have so many Sahaja Yogis and they have some self-respect. And they don't pay me, they pay to the travel agents, not to me. They don't want I to pay for them. Then tomorrow we will say, all right, you pay for our food also. I mean, any self-respecting people can understand that. So if somebody does not take money, they go to that limit that even I should pay for their salvation, coming to their place, I should pay for the hall, I should pay for everything. But I hope now everybody realizes that we are in trouble. We are all in trouble. We don't know what's going to happen next day. We might get into cancer, might get into some other trouble. We might have any problem that we do not know about. We are not sure of our future. So it is better that we get our special energy that is within us. We get ourselves enlightened and take to something that will make us much wiser, healthier, joyous, and knowledgeable. Knowledge does not mean what you know through your brains, but on your central nervous system. That's what everybody said. That the time has come. It's a blossom time, I call it. There are thousands and thousands who can get realization. It's such a great blessing that we could have our mass realization. On the tree of life, there would have been only 1 or 2 flowers to begin with. But today I call it a blossom time. It's actually the day of judgment. But blossom times seems better to say, is more promising. So I would expect you to ask me some questions. But the questions should be relevant, because I'm not here to aggress you. I'm here just to give you what you have, your own property. So there's no need to be aggressive with me or to be angry with me. I've not come here to take anything from you.
At a young age, Does your realization take place instantly, or does it take place gradually?
It takes instantly, my child. It should. Most of the cases, it has to. It's so spontaneous. But there has to be the person who gives you realization, authorized by the divine, and the one who is a seeker of truth.
In regard to reincarnation, do humans come back as humans?
Yes, they do. Some of them do come from animal stage also, because that we can explain why they behave like this.
I have been doing yoga for 15 years and I have reached all the points you were mentioning. But I have one problem. On the left hand side I am weak. Can you help me?
She's been doing yoga for 15 years. She says she has reached all these points that you have mentioned, but she is weak on her left side. Can you help her?
Yeah. It's just the outcome of the modern yoga. Absolutely. Actually, Patanjali has written such a big book on Hatha Yoga. Nobody reads that. Only they have taken a wee part of it, which is Ashtanga, means there are 8 portions, out of which one portion is Yamaniyama, out of which it's 1/8 of the portion is about exercise, the physical. But that also is to be used when your Kundalini is rising and you see the defects in your spinal cord or anywhere in your chakras, then you must know if there is any need for a physical correction. Alright? But the way we are doing now, Hatha Yoga, is like taking all the medicines of the medicine box inside, without any discrimination. So when we pay so much attention to the physical side, we go to the right side and left side is neglected. There is an imbalance. And you develop lots of physical troubles also. Physical. Like these days jogging is a fashion. So everybody's jogging. Everybody wants to be a cinema actress or a beauty competition, I don't know what they want. And they don't understand that we are human beings, we are delicately made. Even old people of 80 years are jogging. For what? And then they get heart attacks. Serious troubles. So this kind of a Hatha Yoga weakens your left side to such an extent that a woman may not be able to produce a child. Apart from that, a man who does Hatha Yoga of this kind is such a hot-tempered fellow like an oven that you better approach that person with a barge pole. God knows when he'll jump on you. But in Sahaja Yoga, you'll achieve your balance. So not to do so many exercises now, discriminately understanding which one you have to do, that much you should do. Yes.
Why do we take on the physical state?
Why?
Why do we take on the physical state?
You cannot get realization without it, my child. You cannot get it in the air.